everyone, it's Laura from Laura's Handcrafted Treats and Treasures. Welcome back to my channel. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Okay, today I am starting on my March journaling joy. This is the kit from Create with Scrimping Mommy, and it is called Spring Blossom Cottage. And I've already kind of got started. I have already put my book together. If you've watched any of my other videos on her series, you know that I'm going to bind in quarters. So once I get this one done, I'm gonna bind January, February, March, and that's all gonna go in one book together. The books I was originally going to use, I checked them out the other day, and they're just not going to work because the spine is not big enough. When I started to put them in, I'm like, yeah, this is going to be really, really wide mouth, and I want them to fit into a shelf nicely. So I may revamp them and give them a 1.5 inch spine, or I may just look for a book that I can do a spine, because I want to do a hidden spine. Okay, so first of all, what I've done is I have decided that I'm going to use this as my closure. So I have to put my other eyelet in there. So when I was looking for eyelets that had bigger holes in them so I could fit thread through them, like cotton, when you rip the cotton, I wanted to do that. That's what I'm going to do with this one. I found these actually in a sewing section, so I thought, okay, I'll grab them, but I have since found some. I found some at scrapbook.com, and I don't remember the centimeter, but they had the bigger holes. So now I have a variety of each, because I do like to use them all, or I'm starting to incorporate them all. So I'm just gonna go ahead and get this one together. I already did the one side, and then I found I've never had really good luck with the you know, the setters, but there's a big knob on this side. You know, you can take them and turn them, so that one worked well. And then I'm just using, I think it's number 5 or 4, not sure, but I was watching another crafter, and she said she always has luck with that one, so I switched it to that one. No matter what she does it for, she always has luck with that one. So I thought, well, I'm gonna switch, and so far so good. So I'm gonna go ahead and get that one on there. And then, I don't know about you guys, but I kind of turn mine a little bit as I'm squinching. And that one needs a little bit more squinching. And I just think it helps smooth it out a little bit. Now, I did make a couple of little circles that I may go ahead and put on there just to cover that up. But as you can see, that circle is smaller than that one, so it's kind of defeating my purpose of being able to put the long string through. But anyway, we're gonna do that. And then I think I'm gonna take these. These were part of the cutouts, and I think I'm going to add those, but this will not get glued. So I'll figure out something for the spine so that when this comes off, you can just turn it. Now, I've seen this done a couple of different ways, where you would cut, you know, you would just have the one side and fold it, and then have it glued down and flop open so that it stays attached to the journal. But I don't know, I just really liked how it wrapped around the whole journal. So we're gonna stick with that. I'm also have cut out a bunch of the tags and the stuff that came with it. I still have to fussy cut some of it, but I also, when I cut these, I normally take my blade, and you've seen me do it if you've watched my videos, and I cut down to get a neater edge on the edge, and there's none sticking out. But I didn't do that on this one. I didn't want to cut off too much of the monthly, so March monthly, and I would have dug right into that, being that it's in the center. I could have covered it over with something else and put another one, because she does give us extras. So I could have put a piece of paper there and then just put my smaller one. That would have been fine too. But I decided not to. I cut all my edges on their own. But, excuse me. Of course, once I got it done, I didn't like how this stuck out. Of course, I'm just fussy that way. So I got this lace and I thought, oh, well, that would look really cute on there. So that's what I'm gonna start with. I'm gonna get my lace on my edges, and I'm gonna do this on the front and the back. And I'm just gonna use a little Fabri-Tac. All right, got my Fabri-Tac, and I'm just gonna put a small bead. Let's make sure I'm in shot here. And I'm just going to put a small bead right across the edge. And then I'm just going to lay my lace, and I'm going to I'm not going to really stretch it, but I'm going to hold it until it lays pretty, you know, flat and firm, because it's going to want to seep back in, which is fine. But I'm going to let that dry. I'm going to do the other side, and then I'll move on. And there it is. There's my back side. So I'm going to let that dry, and I'm not going to cut the ends off until it's completely dried. But let's just take a look at what else I had planned. So I went back and I printed more of the paper and pages so that I could make my pockets, because I like to make them to match the pages. I don't know why. It's just something I like to do. Anyway, let me get this back this way. So anyway, on this, I also thought, I think I want to make sort of a little flip book. So I printed another page in cardstock, and then I printed on the back so that when you flipped it open, it would be covered. And so I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put a little score mark here. And then I'm going to fold it. I'll cut around it. And then when I lay it, I'll lay it right directly on top so that the book kind of opens up. So I have to figure out what I want to put, like, to maybe close it, which may be just a little emblem or something here that I can tuck into it. I haven't quite figured it out. But, and then I'll put papers. I'll attach papers to this too. So I'll come back after I get that done. Okay, so I have my lace on, front and back. I think it's cute. And then this is what I was trying to describe. And when you open it up, you have paper that you can journal on, and then you can tuck it back under to close it all up. Isn't that cute? So I thought, I did this one, I worked this one out, and I thought, I want to put this on the back too, since I had two. So I thought I'd bring you along with me. So I'm going to flip to my back page, and basically you can see that I cut it out and I put a score line. So this is going to be glued here. And then I went ahead and I didn't cut this way, I just cut around, you know, close to the border. Okay, so that's going to fit in just about like that. And then I went ahead and just trimmed a smidgen off of these corners here. And I didn't worry about that white part because that's going to be covered up. You're not going to see it. So I did that. And then I went ahead already and measured, you know, my papers. I had them all ready to go. So let's go ahead and get this inked up. I'm using Highland Heather. I hope they have more. This is a Stampin' Up product because my ink is getting quite dried out, and I think I use this color a lot. I must. I don't know. I'm not really a purple fan, which is really funny, but yeah, I seem to go through it. So I went ahead and inked that up, and I did the inside as well. And then I just went ahead and I'm going to lay it as close as possible to the original picture that's underneath. So I'm going to go ahead and glue that down. Oh, better get up there a little bit. Okay, that looks ahead and get that glued down. And then I took my other papers, and then the way I scored them was obviously so you can peel them back this way to give it a little bit of, you know, so it wouldn't be a resistant. So what I did here was literally just took them one by one, and I used I kind of straightened them back out a little bit. And then, let's see, I have 3 here. Yep, I just used my glue stick just to kind of get them together. And then I took my chomper and rounded the edges. I used the half inch size so that when I put them in there, of course, they're rounded to where the paper's rounded. And then I just folded it back just a little bit, and a little bit of glue here. Then I just laid it in here as close to the top as I could without it impeding it so that it would fold over. And then I just checked it to make sure it was sort of lined up before I pressed down real hard, because that glue will stick. And then when you open this one, then of course you've got another little journaling spot. Then I, as you can see on the front one, I cut out the bee and the ladybug, and I thought, well, that's just going to be darn cute right there. So I'm going to do the same thing, but I'm only going to glue the top of the bee and get that in place, making sure I'm not gluing it to my booklet. I don't want to glue it down to my booklet or my papers. So I just want to make sure it's up enough, because you're going to want to be able to tuck those back under there. So you only want to glue that. I'm going to fix them. And then same thing, I'm just going to put some glue at the bottom of the ladybug. And yeah, and then you have a cute little booklet that you can use for more journaling. Cute, right? Right? Yeah. All right, so I got the inside of my front cover done and the inside of my back cover done. I think it's so darn cute. So I'm going to move on with the rest of it. Okay, so I have everything inked that I'm putting in the book, and I'm just going to go ahead and start gluing, and then I will speed up and kind of get through this. I'm not going to like hold you to every single thing that I glue down. You're going to get the gist of it when I do the flip through. So these are the ones I like to kind of line up and make them look like they're part of the background picture. I think I'm way too high on that one. Yeah, way too high. All right, let's move it around a little bit before that glue gets, that's good. Yeah, it doesn't have to be perfect. And then I'll go through and then I'll start going through my stash and tucking things in there. So then we have this one. I'm just gonna glue this from the side. Just make it a little side tuck pocket. And this one ends up, I don't have to be too persnickety about this one because it actually covers the whole picture, so you're not going to see it anyway. Yeah, so I'm going to go ahead and continue to get these done. so I have them all glued in, and I'm going to, also wanted to show you, now I'm not going to put this on because, like I said, this will go in with the other 3 because I want to do quarters. So once I'm going to need to take all these apart to put them in the signature. So I'll glue this on and poke the holes through before I take that apart. I just really liked the edge on that. But for now, I've got my lace on, and I think I'm going to go back and put something just over top of that. I think I have something in my stash in mind. But then I'm going to go through and start looking at the things I've cut out. These are extras, so I'll make tags and such out of those. But yeah, let's put the taller ones in here. I'm going to decorate these a little bit more and put some sayings and stuff on them. And then I'll add, I think I've got more little cutouts and cut aparts, so I'll do those. I'll add some more here. This will get like maybe just a tuck over here with some paper in it. I'll put paper in that one. These, of course, let me see. I might make something a little bit smaller so that it doesn't hit the top of that. But you get the idea. I'm going to go through, fill it up, and just start, start playing and putting the final touches on. So I am going to do that, and then I will do my flip through. Okay, so I have finished up my March monthly Spring Blossom Cottage. It's part of the Journaling Joy series, as I said, from Amanda Charlesworth at Create with Scrimping Mommy. I will have all her links in my description, but I wanted to sort of do a little flip through for you. Now, I made a little bit of a different closure. I've never done one of these before, so with each journal, I'm trying to add just something a little different. And I just put this little tie on it, and then it comes completely off. I didn't glue it, I promise. And then you can just set it aside to go through your journal. Now, this will get added on, but the reason I did not attach it, I think I already said, I will attach it when I get ready to put my 3 books into their quarterly little book I need to make. So I went ahead and finished this off with a little bit of beads, and I thought that just finished it off nicely. So here is my little pocket at the front for journaling, and then of course I have my matching little signature there, or front panel there. I went ahead and decorated some of the tags and put little sayings like escape the ordinary, remember that something incredible and incredibly wonderful is always possible. Then you have a journaling spot, and then I went ahead and did some more tags, so many things. And actually, this so many things, this came from a book page, and if you just look through some of your books or stories of books that you're getting rid of, you can find just little taglines that you can put in. And so I have just a little stash of them. It is tedious, but so many things, you know. I mean, it just goes with everything. And then, of course, I went into my own stash and picked out my extra papers that were going to go in it. And then this one is a belly band, so I have those. And I might put a couple more things in there. Then I just took one of my die cuts and basically punched out some matching paper, or what I thought matched, or gave it some pop actually, and then added the little cards into the pockets. So let's see, and then I just left this. You can put a picture. I thought, well, I'm going to leave that because you can either journal or you can put a picture here, and then you can journal over here. So this one is Fika, Swedish, a moment to slow down and appreciate the good things in life. So I again got into my stash and put some few journaling cards in there. Here is my middle, of course. And then over here, I've done this before. I did this in a Christmas book that I made, but I just didn't want to lose this picture. It came from the same page, and I didn't want to lose it, so I just fussy cut all the way around it, and then you can still stuff things in there and store things. And yeah, and this one says, I sit alone and watch the warm, sweet day. Sometimes I do that. I sit outside on my back porch and watch the birds and nice warm days. And another weird thing, okay, I'm just weird. Another thing I like to do is I have long hair. So I like to, when I get done with my shower on nice warm days and the sun's out, I like to brush my hair in the sun. I know, I don't know why, but I just like to brush my hair in the sun until it's dry. It just, I don't know, it makes me feel good. So we have some more journaling over here. And then, of course, oh, I got to ink that tag. Now this, it was left over from one of the pages. So I thought, okay, I'm just going to make a bookmark. And then, of course, more paper. And another little stamp, tag that says dream. And then this is tomorrow. Noun, a magical place where 99% of all my productivity and motivation is stored. That's how I feel with housework. Okay, and then I did this. It matches underneath, but I didn't want to just cover the whole thing. I didn't want to lose this picture, but I thought that was just kind of neat. So something a little bit different. And I do mostly the same thing in these monthly journals, but I try to add a different little element. So this one I made a double pocket. So again, I used a little bit of the leftover paper I had, and I just backed it and then got into my stash for more journaling. And then I used the matching, it matches the picture underneath. So I just thought, oh, I'll just make that a little tuck pocket. And I like it. It came out nice. And then turn the page. And then again, I have in the back, I have my little flip out book that can be journaled on. So there you have it. And the back, and then again, the closure. And I don't know if I showed you the back of the closure. So I just added some embellishments to those. And yeah, so I now have my January, February, and March. Okay, so I am going to be doing a separate video of how I'm going to bind all three of these signatures or these little books together. And I actually had a book that was a perfect size, but I've already cut the side, or oh goodness, you know what I'm talking about. I can't think of my words. Because this fits nicely, but it was too small. My binding wasn't big enough. It was not going to hold. I tried to put them all together and it was not going to hold it. So I'm going to do a separate video of how I am going to add a spine. That's the word I'm looking for. I'm going to add a spine that is probably going to be about 1.5 inches, because for the size of my journals, I think that is going to work without it. I might do this one too, because I would like this to fit nicely in a shelf that has, and then I'll decorate the fronts, but that'll have January, February, March, April, May, June. And so I'll have all of my fun stuff in there. Anyway, enough of that. So I will do a separate video on that. And then another thing I wanted to show you was, so you'll have extras, and like Amanda shows us, you know, there are things you can do with your extras. Don't throw them away. These will all be fussy cut and used to make tags or pockets, because I think I might do another one of these journals, only it's going to be totally different than my monthly. Because I think I want to sell one. I think I can do something pretty cool. So this one, I just took the extras and I made a pocket. So this can go in a journal. And what I'm going to do with these, and I don't remember who I learned this from, but in fact, I might take that. And what I'm going to do is on my little pieces like this, I think I'm going to take them and collage on my paper and make a little collage, you know, so that I can still use it as a journal card. So I'll figure all that out. So maybe I'll pop that into my Laura's Handcrafted Treats and Treasures just to show you what I did with it. So, all right. Well, I hope you guys go grab this kit. It was fun. I enjoyed it. And I'm excited. I have 3 of my books done to put them into my quarterly. So, all right. That's it for me. Thanks, everyone. Have a great day. Bye.